Steph Curry's 36 points. Look at this. They're the second most ever scored by an American player in the Olympics. It's just one shy of Carmelo's record, who, of course, was in the building. And it's the most ever scored in a medal round. LeBron James, he becomes only the second player to have 2 triple-doubles in Olympic play. Nikola Jokic, he ended with 17 points, 11 assists, but he went 0 for 6 from 3. This was one for the ages, my friends. Just ask Kevin Durant.
Guarantee you, everybody here, they'll never forget about this night. Everybody here gonna remember this night for the rest of their lives. That's how special this is. And because we came back and we showed how together we were in that fourth quarter.
That's awesome, and I love Mama Wanda Durant there as well for that moment. You've heard our voices, now you see our faces. I'm Malika Andrews here to break it all down with our senior writer for Anscape, David Dennis Jr. Of course, we got our champ in the house, Danny Green, NBA reporter Tim McMahon joining us as well. All right, we were all watching this closely. We were watching this game go down, and I was just thinking, I mean, this was incredible. But Danny, who do you think was the MVP of this comeback?
MVP, Wardell, Stephen Curry. If anybody could tell me what school he went to, that'd be really helpful also. But Wardell, Stephen Curry, what he did in this game, he kept them in the game early. That for a lot of that time in there, they looked like the Team USA Warriors. Like the stats bear that out. They were plus 20 when he was on the court and minus 16 when he was off. He kept them in there in the first half and dominated down that stretch, 7 points down, and then those last 3 minutes. This was a clutch Steph Curry game.
I got so excited I called David Danny. So Danny, I want you to take on this as well.
For me, the game MVP was Joel Embiid, but the comeback MVP was Captain America. When he's on the floor, diving for loose balls, taking charges, getting rebounds, because we were getting out-rebounded most of the game. But when he's doing the little things and the dirty work, that is a trickle effect down to everyone. And that energy boosts everyone to get back into the game and not lose confidence. Obviously, Steph kept them in the game. KD hit a dagger down the stretch. But the Captain America led the charge in the comeback.
Look, the Olympic MVP, the game MVP, and the comeback MVP is LeBron James. He did a little bit of everything. He has half of the triple-doubles in Olympic history. And down the stretch, he's scoring.
Yeah.
He's rebounding. He's facilitating. He's guarding freaking Nikola Jokic at 39 years old.
Which is just insane to say, I want that assignment. I just think when you're looking around and you have 3 of the best closers in the game, all on the same floor, all saying, I want this, we are going to make this happen. As soon as it became sort of a close game, a single-digit game, you knew that the United States was going to need to take over. I do want to circle back just really quickly to Joel Embiid, because for all the trash talk that he has taken, for all the flack that he has gotten from from France. I mean, we're talking about his rebounding, 19 points, 8 of 11 shooting. It was his best game, I think, all around, and now he's going to need that to translate.
Maybe best in his career, some may argue, especially in a postseason type of atmosphere or game. But Nikola Jokic brings the best out of Joel. Anytime he plays against this guy, he hasn't played against him in Denver, but anytime he plays against him in Philly, he has some of his best games. And I expected that from him. He's making quicker moves, not playing like he is in Philly where he's waiting for double teams, but he's imposing his will and force on the paint, but also in his jump shot and back. But he played the good minutes. He got his rhythm early. He's playing confident, and he's playing his best basketball against Nikola Jokic.
Well, speaking of Nikola Jokic in Serbia, it was the 3rd time the United States played Serbia over the last 3 weeks. They dominated right in the first 2 matchups, but this one, it obviously came down to the wire a little bit. Here's what Steve Kerr had to say about that.
I was very worried about this game based on the fact that they have Nikola Jokic, and we've beaten them twice, both times rather easily, and that never bodes well for the 3rd time. And so I told our staff and our team that this was going to be our biggest challenge of the tournament tonight. They played the perfect game. They really did, and we had to play a perfect 4th quarter to come back and beat them.
I mean, they shot from 3 incredibly well. They were 0 from 9 from 3 in the 4th quarter, and maybe that was really the difference maker that allowed the United States to come back in. But does anything, David, from this win over Serbia, does it teach you, give you any concerns for the U.S. going forward?
No, unless they're playing Serbia again. Or if this was like game 1 of a 7-game series, I would be concerned and say, all right, you have to make some adjustments. But this was their toughest challenge. This was, to me, felt like the gold medal game. There are things that, I think they'll handle France pretty easily. But I just feel like, I just feel like that this is going to be the tough matchup for them, and like they got through this, right? They have some things with rebounding. Serbia was, out of their minds for the first 3 quarters shooting threes. Those things like were scary to deal with. They're not going to play Nikola Jokic again. I think they're fine.
But they're playing Wemby.
Yes, France ain't no slouch. I have
They're
some
not a
concerns.
slouch, but I
wouldn't say no concerns. I don't think they beat them easily. I do have some concerns. The biggest thing for me is rebounding and obviously lack of discipline some, but their second unit. If France may go to a zone, they're playing that Bam AD lineup together. They might have to throw Jason Tatum in on that second unit to give more floor spacing. If France does that zone, I don't think they'll be very effective if they keep Bam and AD at the same time. Obviously, USA has to be more disciplined. They have to rebound. They can't gamble. They can't go for steals. So I do have some concerns. Not major as much as Serbia because they're not the same team, but this won't be no easy victory.
It's that defensive sloppiness to me that's the concern. And look, Serbia shot the lights out, but a lot of those were wide open, test the win type of three-pointers, right? And you got Joker setting them up, but he was setting them up based on gambling, based on sloppiness. And I'm not trying to rain on your guy Steph's parade here, but as many points as he scored in the first quarter, he did give them back on the other end as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, they tightened up in that fourth quarter defensively. As well as we're talking, we show the highlights of KD and LeBron and Steph, those points. They locked them down defensively, and they can do that against this team. I think that this is one of those moments where you are so close to defeat that you learn a lot and you were going to play better, not take this for granted.
For sure.
Now, Joel Embiid, he had a breakout game, as we talked about, against Serbia. He's been the prime target of French fans during this tournament. And shocking, he's loved every single minute of it. Check out what he had to say this morning.
Doing whatever it takes to win the goal. So that's what I'm focused on. It's all about, Team USA against France. So, but I know myself. I'm gonna interact myself, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna, they're gonna boo me. I'm gonna go back at them and tell them to suck it. And so it's gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun. We know France has the ability to put some major size on the floor, although Rudy Gobert has been out of the rotation. What do you expect from Joel after what we just heard here, Tim?
I mean, he's full-blown Joel Embiid right now. He is in his natural habitat. And I thought early on the boos maybe did bother him. Maybe because it's not just in the arena. He was getting booed everywhere. Yesterday he's doing the little chop thing. He's talking all kinds of
That's what we're calling it, the chop thing?
Yeah. He's in his full-blown wrestling antics, and it's not a coincidence that he had his best performance of the Olympics. He's being himself.
Yeah, I want to also give credit to Steve Kerr here. He's taking a lot of flack for these rotations and things he did, but he stuck with Embiid in that fourth quarter. Going into this game, I felt like there might be a tighter leash on him, that you may want to pull him for Bam or AD defensively, but he stuck with him in that fourth quarter, and that gave Embiid a lot of that confidence. Like you said, he's himself. Once the DX chop comes back, that's when Joel Embiid is in his bag.
For sure, in his element. I don't have as many concerns because he's one of the guys I think plays well when people are booing him. We've seen some guys not play well in certain atmospheres, Kyrie in Boston, but I think this plays in Joel's favor in the element of him telling another country to suck it. But being booed, I think brings the best out of him as well. So yeah, I think he'll be at his best and playing. He's in a good, confident, comfortable feel. If Steve Kerr keeps encouraging him, keeps giving him the minutes, I think you'll see an even better Joel in the next round.
And this is exactly when you want him to be feeling this way. When we're all talking about, all right, it's the United States versus Victor Wembanyama versus Rudy Gobert, the size that they can put out if, of course, they do elect to play Rudy. We have not seen him in the rotation very much recently. It's going to be the entire host nation behind. I mean, I cannot imagine what that atmosphere is going to be like.
Will it be the three refs on the floor as well? Is this Team USA versus
they're going to get some home cooking
versus FIBA?
There may
there
be some croissant. I was trying to think, what's the home cooking there? Escargot, croissants, all of that going down in Saturday's game.